game ready, steady aim at the target. I'm flooding the market, a break from the garbage. An artist, sensitive about mind pardon. No margin for error, flawless be rarer. The black cat goddess, you walking with a panther. Painting these pictures with words like...
Hey, it's your girl, Madam Money, aka Trap, and welcome to the official Salt in the Game album review of Stretch and Bobbito's and M19 Band's Freestyles Episode 1 or EP1. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's get it. Now, the Stretch and Bobbito and the M19 Band, they dropped a project earlier this year called No Request, where I told you guys off of the title track on that, if I could name all the samples that this live band was playing, like y'all's a hip-hop head for real. So I appreciate everybody who participated in that. Now, when I did get a chance to listen to this, man, like, it is crazy. Like, they just did, like, a flashback, put you in a time warp that anybody who was really around when Stretch and Bobbito was putting this stuff out there, you know the vibe, you know that you was trying to listen to this, and you know you was trying to record this because you was never going to get it again. So be it that they are dropping these classic freestyles, and be it that it says, like, you know, EP1, I know we're going to get so many of the classic freestyles that are like, they're like hip-hop lore, they're like legend, because a lot of people don't have access to, or we haven't heard it, or we've not been able to receive this. So I was really amped to see something like this drop. I think this is really dope and a history lesson in itself as we go along. The formula on here though is that they drop a freestyle and then they remix it, and they remix it with the live band and the live instruments coming from the M19 Band, which is a strong band. But let's go through this right here. The first freestyle on here is Method Man and Ghostface. This shit is like 7 minutes and 3 seconds long. It does not feel like that at all. It's over the Gotcha Open beat. And man, like, yo, just stuff, like I said, just flashbacks to the past, listening to this, listening to Method Man, you know, say little excerpts and little like stuff from some of his most biggest rhymes. Like, you could tell that they originated here, like him spelling his name out on the track and stuff like that. You could tell that it originated here. Ghostface on here, he does his thing as always. He has his bar on here I felt was like really dope, and made me remember when I first heard it. It's like Wu-Tang Clan made the sauce in no time. Niggas got flipped and tossed off the single, hitting like a bell when I jingle. And it's like, dude, like, yo, who you talking? Niggas got tossed off the single, like flipped and tossed off the single, like, you feel me? Go either way. The remix to this though, over the live instrumentation, is like a real jazzy beat, and that's what M19 does. They like merges, you know, strong hip hop drums and stuff like that, and they put into this real jazz element on everything that they have going on here. I thought that was really dope. The remix on here too, even though it's just like, it's a little shorter, so they cutting and pasting and putting things out of order, but it's great that they show you the order of it on the first track on here. The next track on here is Big L and Jay-Z, one of the, like, Big L's like most famous freestyles, you feel me, because, you know, the legend like was cut down early, so every body of work or every piece of work we have has already been examined and, you know, heard over and over again. So to hear this in its entirety, just again, like, just sent you into like flashback mode of being in that time and space. It's crazy, right? Because Big L and Jay-Z, like, at this time, they have like, they was cool, they was up there together, but they have like a friendly competition with each other because their styles are so similar. But that was just the style of the time. It's like this fast rhyming, you feel me? Like, all the legends of that day always make reference to this and can do that too, like, you know, like the Busta Rhymes and stuff like that. They can rhyme fast and slow because that's just what was going on in hip-hop in like the early 90s, like between 90 and maybe 95, 96 on there. I found it funny just to pick apart a couple of things on here. Big L said he gives chicks hard dick and bubble gum. And to hear later on Jay-Z show you how to do this, son, he said, don't just get hard dick and bubble gum. It's like, yo, this shit stuck with him for so long that he was able to use it like a direct reference all the way down the line on show you how to do the, son. Is crazy. He does another thing like this too, Jay-Z does on here, because he says on this track, I'm raising hell towards heaven. Well, that's how he ends off one of his verses on Justify My Thug, which, like, recently Justify My Thug been getting ran through the mud. I don't really appreciate that, you feel me, because he was talking on there, but it's just crazy to see, like, a reference from, like, you know, the early 90s that he used, like, was supposed to be on his, like, retirement album. Like, all of this stuff really stuck with him, and that just goes to show the impact of, you know, how being on Stretch and Bobbito, like, stuck with him all this way through. I will say on here that I didn't really like the Big L remix. I thought that the live instrumentation was kind of noisy as compared to what Big L was doing. I don't know if it was just like sound thing or needed to be pulled back a little bit, but we here to keep it real, even though the concept is dope behind it. Right here with this, I don't think it really matched up properly, but it's dope that we have the original here that we could always lean back into and listen to. There's two Biggie freestyles on here, you know, the original freestyle and the remix, of course. The original is actually Biggie spitting over Cypress Hill's Hand on the Pump. That's that Duke overall. That's that sample that they use from a sample, you feel me? We know that's like a doo-wop, old Krona track from back in the day, but it was just really dope to like hear these freestyles over again. I did like the Biggie freestyle remix on here because they have more elements of big talking, and like, you know, like, it's just crazy that these artists and stuff that has been taken away from us well before they prime, like, they could say things, and that shit is just like a classic thing. It's just like, this is classic thing going on here. I was really like just nostalgic and taken back by this whole project. I really did enjoy it. So I hope they don't keep us waiting too long for, you know, EP2, EP3, because, like, everybody who was anybody at the time, you had to go to Stretch and Bobbito to be anything. This is where people broke records at. This is like some of the dopest, like, freestyle period in hip hop. Like, this was it. Like, we had like them, and then like way later down the line, something like, you know, a Freestyle Friday on 106 and Park might come along and still give you that element, or, you know, those crew freestyles we might have got from Hot 97 and the radio stations and stuff like that. But this was like the originator of crews and rappers just going up there doing their thing and displaying their lyricism. So I do gotta just like salute Stretch and Bobbito for this. But I'm about to get out of here. Let me know how you felt about this, what was going on here too. You feel me? And a lot of conversations been going on, you know, Big L wash Jay-Z on this or this, that, the third. I feel like Ghostface washed Method on this, but I ain't gonna talk about too much. Junior Mafia was in the building, so says Biggie, for this Stretch and Bobbito, but we didn't really get into none of that. They just left, you know, Biggie's freestyle, his freestyle. But let me know how you feel about this project overall, and any other true diehard Stretch and Bobbito like heads out there. Let me know, like, yo, what's the hardest freestyle you've ever heard on Stretch and Bobbito? If you know what I mean, like, you gotta go back. That's for the real heads right there. But I'm about to get out of here. I'm Madam Money. You can follow me on Twitter and IG at Madam Money Says. That's MADAMMONEYSAYS. Dog, like, yo, this is just like grit, like 90s grit, like, you know what I mean? This is the type of shit that I originally tied my fucking Timbs up tight to. This type of shit right here. So, you feel me? Just let me know how you feel about it. But I'll be seeing you guys around. Peace.
Talking about Kundalini, this the glow up. The beast back, floodgates, she unleashed that. Ease back, you don't know where my peeps at. I keep that heat that'll light your soul up. Talking about Kundalini, this the glow up.
This is opulence.